I didn't know if it would affect because he's in the Zoom call or not, but it shouldn't.
Well, his mic and audio and whatever shouldn't be on the break scene, and I've been listening. It's not, so we're good.
Cool.
Okay, so the slideshow.
Actually, I can just run this.
So sorry, what is live? We were already live, right?
No, you weren't.
No, we were looking at you, looking at the slides and scenes before going live. We are now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Long story. We'll explain to you.
You guys have like the final control over whether we go or like when we go live or not or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah. We'll explain it to you at some other time because it's showtime in 5 minutes here. But yeah, Restream is a middleman between like you and Twitch, and we're controlling the Restream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Well, I feel good and ready to rock. So, shall we jump off here, guys?
Sounds good. Everything looked excellent. Should be a fun show. And if you have anything pop up, any questions, you can definitely just shoot us something on Slack, and we'll get right to you. We're going to be right here the whole time.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks again, guys. Thanks again for all the help, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll get some water, bathroom break, because you're on for the next hour.
Okay, sounds good. I got my water already. Thanks. See you guys in a few.
See ya.
Bye. Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Chess.com Title Tuesday, evening edition. I'm National Master Alex King, your host for the evening for the tournament. We are starting in a minute or two, and we're going to be following 11 rounds of Blitz. Let's take a look at the format. The format of this tournament is an 11 round Swiss. The time control is 3 minutes per side with a 1 second increment. And let's take a look also at the prizes. The prizes, we've got $1,000 for first place. We've got first through fifth place prizes and also special prizes for the top woman player and the top streaming player. So total of $2,500 in prizes for this 11 round Swiss tournament, which should be starting any moment now. Let's take a look at who some of the top players are. It looks like we have already begun. Wow, we have already begun, and it looks like somebody has a win already. It must have been someone with a bye. Let's take a look at take a look at a game in progress now with one of the top players, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, playing black here against FIDE Master Pavel Plotnikov. Nakamura, of course, one of the best blitz players in the world and has been for a long time. So he's playing black here, and we've got what looks like some sort of Sicilian. Actually, I'm not sure if it is a Sicilian. It looks Sicilian-like. So this is Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura playing black here. We've got some other top players who are playing in this tournament. Let's take a look at what else we've got going on here. We've got Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky playing white here against another FIDE master from Brazil. So Naroditsky is playing white, and we've got some sort of Queen's Gambit decline structure here. Whenever I see this pawn structure, I know that it came from some sort of Queen's Gambit declined. And what do we have going on here? Let's see. Naroditsky's bishop looks a little bit better than Black's bishop here. Black's bishop doesn't look too bad. Black also has doubled pawns at this point. Okay, should be an interesting game to follow as we keep going. Some of the other top players' games here in this round one. We've got Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin of Russia playing black here. That's Fair Chess on YouTube. He's playing black against another FM without a country flag. And wow, he's down a pawn. Black is down a pawn with seemingly a worse position too. Although I guess it's not completely clear. He's maybe going to play bishop b7 and then rook h8 with the idea of queen takes h2. So white's got to be careful about that. Interesting position though, since white is already up a pawn. Okay, that should be a fun one to follow. Some other top players that we've got going on here. Grandmaster Big Fish, 1995. That's Grandmaster Vladimir Fedoseev, also of Russia, playing white here against FM Pedro Martinez of, what country is this? Venezuela. Okay, and what's going on in this position? White is up a pawn. Black has the two bishops. Not completely clear. I would certainly take white though. And Fedoseev is also up on the clock. Okay, continuing down the list of the very top players, we've got elite super grandmaster Maxime Vacher-Lagrave playing black. That's Lion Beast from Lyon, France. Actually, I'm not sure if he is from Lyon, France, but he is from France. So he's playing black here in some sort of what looks like maybe a Tarrasch defense, some other sort of Queen's Gambit type of position here. Vacher-Lagrave has two bishops, which is always a pleasure to have the two bishops. He also has like maybe a stronger center. So yeah, I mean this bishop especially looks quite good. So I like Black's position there. Okay, so he's playing a international master from Canada. Not sure which player that is. Okay, let's keep rocking here. Next top player that we're taking a look at in this first round here, um, we've got uh, Misha Nick. This is Grandmaster Alexei Sarana from Serbia, I believe. I believe that's who this is. Playing against an American FM. This handle looks familiar. I feel like I've played this guy, but I don't remember who it is. Anyway, whoever it is way down on time, um, with only 18 seconds to White's almost 2 minutes. And also, what is he hanging upon here? Or maybe White can't take it. White takes this, then this. Setting a little trap in his own time pressure. Okay, we'll see how that works out later. What else do we have? Okay, we have the another American favorite, Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, playing black in this position against a FM from Germany, and Caruana has a bad position. Actually, he's probably losing here. Pretty shocking situation for Fabiano in the first round to already be. He's just down 2 pawns for nothing. White can just White's just got everything defended. This actually just looks hopeless for black. This is coming. Sorry, not that, but this. This pawn is running. Okay, so the U.S. hero Caruana is going down in this first round. Shocking upset already. This is clearly going to be an exciting tournament, guys. And he has resigned. Wow. Big congratulations to this FIDE master from Germany. Okay, let's keep looking. Another top player, just under the 3,000 rating on chess.com, Alexander Bortnik of Ukraine. Playing white against FIDE master Tani Adewumi, American FIDE master, who's like 10 or 11, from New York City. Tani just scored his first international master norm this past weekend in New York at a norm invitational. Unfortunately, looks like he's hung his bishop. Okay, so he's losing this one. Tani resigned. Bortnik won that one. Okay, there's still, let's see, what other top games are going on? There are some other, okay, we've got Grandmaster Rasmus Svein playing black here for Germany, also close to 3,000 rated. We've got Queen and 4 pawns against Queen and 3 pawns here, sort of a marginal advantage for Svein. So we'll see whether he can squeeze blood from a stone here. White very low on time. But of course, the 1 second increment can keep him alive for as long as he needs to be. All right, what else do we have going on in this first round? It looks like all these top players, except for Caruana, have won their games. I'm not sure who this guy Dulles is. I'll check him out, or maybe somebody can just tell me in the chat. But this guy Andrejka here is Grandmaster Andrei Esipenko, also of Russia. Okay. Thank you to the people in the chat who pointed out that Dulles is Dubov, Grandmaster Danil Dubov, also of Russia. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of the first round here. Let's go back to Alexei Sarana. Okay, he's winning this pawn ending against also this NFDS player. Maybe somebody in the chat can also tell me who NFDS is. Okay, but he's lost in any event. And okay, we've got just 1 or 2 games left. Okay, we've got 2,300 grinding out 2 extra pawns against a 2,600 IM. So this should be winning, but sometimes this can take a long time. I actually recently spoiled one of these in a 3-minute game online, but The only time when it really becomes tricky is if the two pawns are a rook pawn and a knight pawn. Here, the fact that it's a knight pawn and a bishop pawn means that like the king can do what he's doing here and like walk around the side of the knight pawn and stuff like that. So yeah, this should be winning. White's just gonna like push her pawns as leisurely as she wants. Like she could play c4 here. Okay, and then whenever there's a check, the king can run up. Right. So she's going to just win this gradually. King has plenty of places to hide. So like I said, this is indeed the last game of this round one. You're watching chess.com titled Tuesday, evening edition. For those of you just tuning in, I'm National Master Alex King. And we are in round one here, about to finish round one. We already have a shocking upset in round one. Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana lost his first round game to a much lower rated player, a German FIDE master. And Caruana is not a blitz specialist. Still, he has a very high blitz rating, so it's a big upset for him to have lost. Okay, and white is indeed sealing the deal here. She's queened her pawn, and it's looking like curtains. But with the clock running low, you never know. They have to make sure not to flag or to stalemate or some other unfortunate accident. For those of you watching, this is my first time as a solo host here. So thanks to those who are helping me out in the Twitch chat. And I hope you'll be able to answer some more of my questions later in the tournament. Okay, so NFDS is Gabriel Patesh. All right, so we have finished round one here. We have finished round one of Title Tuesday, and let's take a look at the standings so far. So these top players here in the standings, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, this player, Big Fish Grandmaster Vladimir Fedoseev of Russia. Oh, we've started round two. Okay, let's take a look at round two. All right, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura playing white against a Grandmaster from, what country is that? Indonesia? Poland. I always get those mixed up. I think Indonesia is those colors in reverse, maybe? Upside down, that is. Okay, somebody in the Twitch chat is asking whether this is whether this is a cello. It is a double bass, even better than a cello, bigger and better. So if Caruana can come back from his first round loss and go 10-1, I'll serenade you guys on the double bass with a celebration song for Fabi. Okay, so Hikaru's playing white. We're still in the early opening here. Hikaru's got my favorite pair of bishops, which we always like. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, moving on to Big Fish, Vladimir Fedoseev. We've got some sort of wild opening where white played g4. And black took it. And who knows what's going on from here. And this is Poland again, right? Okay, I learned my lesson from the last game. And okay, next game we've got Grandmaster MVL, Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, playing white here against a FIDE master from Israel. And what's going on? MVL, well, material's equal. Okay, now he's up a pawn. Okay, so white is up a pawn, and his bishop is looking pretty reasonable. Black's pawns are looking kind of weak. This is looking good for MVL. I'm feeling good. Black also doesn't have like a good place to put his knight. But yeah, this knight will have a good place. Okay, so it's not totally clear yet. Let's keep on going down the pairings here. Chess Queen playing white here. I believe that is Grandmaster Alexandra Kosteniuk. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And she is playing white against Grandmaster Alexei Sarana of Serbia. I thought Grandmaster Alexei Sarana was Russian, so I'm confused about why he has a Serbian flag. Maybe any experts in the chat can clear that up for me. Um, maybe I'm wrong and he was Serbian the whole time. I really thought he was Russian. Um, okay, so what's going on here? Kosteniuk is we're equal in material, although yeah, we're equal in material. So this looks unclear so far. Um, let's keep rocking from here. Ah, thank you for those of you in the chat who explained to me that we are not going to see any Russian flags um, in this tournament. Uh, okay, so we should not expect to see any Russian flags. Got it. Okay, let's keep looking here. We've got Grandmaster Sergio Barrientos of what country is this? Is this like, I forget what this is. Oh, Colombia. Playing white against Grandmaster Alexander Bortnik of Ukraine, who we saw beat young FIDE master Tani Adewumi in the first round. And what's going on here? This is looking about equal. Maybe white is even a little bit better here. This little tactic that white's just played, if takes, then he's going to throw this in and then take back. Okay, we'll see if that happens. Let's keep looking down the pairings here. We've got Dulles, who I now know is Grandmaster Danil Dubov, playing white against Grandmaster Evgeny Nayer of Israel, although this is not Israel. I see. Okay, so that is a. Oh, sorry, not of Israel. He's from Russia. But his flag is not displayed right now. Okay, so Nair is looking great, though, right? Nair has just up 2 pawns for nothing against Dubov, so Dubov is really scrambling here to come back. All right, let's move on. See what else we got going on here. Okay, I clicked the wrong thing, but this is another good game. We've got Grandmaster Hasan Gatan. I think that's another Russian player in disguise with the Serbian flag against, this is playing black Grandmaster Jose Martinez Alcantara of Peru, but I believe currently living in the US, playing chess for a US university. I forget if it's maybe Webster. All right, so what's going on here? White is up only 1 pawn. Black's pieces look a little randomly placed. Still, maybe black can hold this. Maybe not. This pass pawn looks pretty good. I'm feeling good about white here, although white is way down on time, so who knows. Let's go back. Let's see. Hikaru won his game. Well, let's go back to some of these top games. We've got this is the game between a Polish FIDE master and Grandmaster Fedoseev. Oh, this was the weird game where white played some sort of early g4 and black snatched it. And black is still up, what now, 2 pawns? Yeah, black is up 2 pawns. Okay, bishops of opposite color. So white's got an extra piece on the dark squares. Black's got an extra piece on the light squares, which is a little bit unbalancing. Yeah, like here we've got like the H pawn like impossible to defend, so that's just falling off. Oh, white snatched his own pawn. Okay, so actually now it's pretty. I wonder, it's kind of unclear now. Maybe it's still pretty clear. Black's got 2 extra pawns. Okay. All right, so we've had some requests from the chat to follow a game from beginning to end. That's fine with me. I'm happy to do that. Maybe starting in round 3, we'll take a look at a game the whole way through. Thanks for the suggestion, guys. But for now, I'm just going to keep jumping around. Let's go back and take a look at MVL's game. Okay, he is now up 2 pawns, and he's looking good to win this game. He's got to be careful not to let black sacrifice his knight for both of white's pawns, but I don't think there's any way white can force that. So MVL just has to play carefully. And Yeah, it's over. E7 and then E8 queen. Black is resigned. That's MVL winning his second game. And okay, let's take a look. All the very top players, it looks like, have finished their second game. A couple of them dropped off, but we've still got Hikaru Nakamura, 2 out of 2. This is Fedoseev, Alexei Sarina, Bortnik. This is Grandmaster Esipenko. Okay, we still have some games going on here in round 2, though. So let's take a look. Um, this player playing white is, I believe, Grandmaster Grigorski of Poland, playing someone Dropstone. I don't know who that is. But anyway, black is totally winning this. Grigorski with the valiant defense with 2 bishops against a queen. Okay, this game is not that interesting. Let's take a look at another game going on. All right, so this is some national master. I don't know who this is. Hidden Dragon versus Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov playing black. Okay, this is just a dead draw. I've played Dobrov before in a tournament. I made a draw. Okay, we've got a fan favorite, International Master Eric Rosen playing black here against. Okay, that game has ended in a draw. Okay, we're getting down to the end of this round 2. Let's see. All the games have finished. Okay, once again, friends at home, you're watching chess.com titled Tuesday. I'm National Master Alex King. And we're 2 rounds in, taking another look at the standings. We've got, now I don't know where Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura went. Oh, I see. They haven't we've just got some big random tie for first. Hikaru is in there. I don't know where he is. There's a lot of 2s. I see. So the pairing system is just populating everything, it looks like. Okay, thanks again to those of you in the Twitch chat who are being my short order research assistants for some of these player names, countries, etc. And to those of you who are enjoying my commentary, thanks for the props, guys. All right, so let's see here. As we wait for round 3 to begin, I've played Entitled Tuesday myself a few times in the past. I think my best score ever was 7 out of 11, which for me was great. I'm a national master, but for these guys, like Hikaru, I mean, that would be like his worst score ever in Entitled Tuesday. He's gotten, I think, 11 out of 11 before. Okay, we have begun round 3. Here we go. Okay, so I promised we would follow a game from start to finish here. So let's just let's dig into Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura's game. Somebody pointed out in the Twitch chat that yeah, if you only want to follow Hikaru's games every round, you can follow his Twitch stream. So we won't be following his games the whole time, but let's just take a look at this one from start to finish here in round 3. So he's playing black against a FIDE master from Azerbaijan. This looks like, I think, some sort of Spanish or maybe like a Russolimo Sicilian or something. Anyway, let's talk about what's going on here. So Nakamura has this backward pawn here on d6, but it's pretty mobile, so it could be liquidated at any moment, basically. What else is going on? Black has got this advanced pawn over here, which could also do something disruptive at any moment. Okay, white has snatched a pawn here on a6. Interesting move. Hikaru's just ignoring it. And okay, white has sacked the pawn right back in order, I guess, to activate his knight. Okay, he has indeed done that, although I don't think that was worth a pawn just to attack black's queen once. Not sure what the point of that was. So material's back to being equal. Nakamura playing black here. It's got his queen sort of loitering with intent. Actually, black is threatening. It looks like bishop takes h3 followed by queen takes f3. I think he can just execute that. Bishop takes h3. I think that wins a pawn here. Whoops. Just this followed by this, unless I'm missing something. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. Although I guess after bishop takes h3, maybe white would play knight takes e5. But then bishop takes g2. And I think, I'm not sure, maybe that wins a pawn. I'm sure that that's what Hikaru is calculating now. Because, yeah, okay, he has played it. Very good. All right, so white didn't try to mix things up. He just accepted losing a pawn. Oh, and he's got bishop e4. I didn't see that. Oh, very sneaky. Very sneaky. Okay, so Hikaru is losing a piece. He is losing a piece because the bishop is forking these two pieces. Wow, he fooled both of us. Okay, so after bishop takes... Okay, so but Hikaru will have... Actually, he won't necessarily have a draw in hand. He won't have any perpetual check. Okay, he's going to try to keep things mixed up here. Okay, so the material count is white has an extra bishop, but Hikaru has two extra pawns. So it's a pretty unbalanced position in terms of material. And white has forced the trade of queens. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, white, oh, and white doesn't white get another pawn here? Okay, but then Hikaru is just trying to take this and then, oh, but white's got it under control. Okay, so now Hikaru only has one pawn for the bishop that he is down. So things are looking bad for Hikaru at the moment. His main hope would be to try to trade off all of white's pawns. Hikaru would probably be happy to, like, he would definitely be happy to trade like his 4 pawns for white's 3 pawns, because then, like, without any pawns left, it would be a lot harder for white to win. But it remains to be seen whether he actually has a way to do that. This pawn is looking dangerous. Black's knight is hanging. The bishop could come in and protect that pawn, and then black wouldn't be able to win it. It would stay alive. Okay, Hikaru is hitting the rook on e1. So let's see, if the rook comes up, then like this, and then this can always be met with this. Oh, we've got a fork. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, wow. A crushing defeat by Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura from FIDE Master Khazar Babazadeh of Azerbaijan. Big congratulations. Okay, so both of the top American players, Nakamura and Caruana, have lost a game in the first few rounds. Let's move on and see who else is playing here in round 3. We've got, this is Grandmaster Alexei Sarna playing white against Grandmaster Vladimir Zakhartsov. Is that Kazakhstan? Okay, all right. I think these players are both from Russia. Let's see what's going on here. This looks about equal. Equal material. Maybe this is not going to be the most exciting game to look at the whole time. Let's take a look at Grandmaster Andrei Esipenko. Am I saying? Yeah, Andrei Esipenko. Okay. He's playing white here against International Master Vasily Korchmar. Oh, and he's won. Game over. Okay, who else is still playing? We've got, let's see, Grandmaster Alexander Bortnik. Okay, we've got another game where somebody has got a pawn for a bishop. See, this is a typical situation where white would love to like trade his pawn for black's last pawn, but that's just not possible here. All black has to do is keep his last pawn alive, and then he's going to be able to queen it by force. White doesn't have any real way to stop that. F2, and then just rook e1, and then F1 after that. Yeah. So it's over. He hides his king somewhere, and then game over. All right. Nice win by Esipenko. Who else is still playing here? This player, Mr. Tatalia, from what is this? From Hungary. Okay, that game is over as well. Okay, we've got a lot of games finishing up. Let's look at another young American player, Christopher Yu, playing white. This is that endgame I was talking about earlier with the two pawns, but one of them is a rook pawn. But this is a totally losing version because white's king is not in front of the pawns. Okay, so he's lost. Christopher Yu has. And okay, we've only got 4 or 5 games left. Oh, we've got a stalemate. Who else is still playing? Okay, this is a drawn rook endgame. Oh no, actually. Oh no, this is actually winning. This is actually winning. Okay, game over there. Pavel Tregubov is winning that one. Okay, so we've only got what? We've only got 1 or 2 games left. We've got this completely losing game for white. And what's the other game that's going on? Oh, this is the last game that's going on. Well, this will be done any second. Okay, so once this game finishes, let's see here. All right, so that's the end of round 3. And let's see what the standings look like here. Okay, how many players do we have on 3? We've got 26 players with 3 out of 3. They're not in order, or are they? No, they're not. They're not in order. Okay, but it does not include the top seed Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, who just lost, nor does it include other top U.S. player Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana. But we've still got a lot of Grandmasters and other strong players here with 3 out of 3 tied for first place. You're watching Chess.com's coverage of the Title Tuesday online tournament, which is twice every week. So there's 2 of these every Tuesday. There's one that starts at, I believe, 10 a.m. Eastern, and then this one, which started at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, I've played in this tournament a few times in the past, a handful of times, maybe like 10 times or something. Shout out to the Memphis Chess Club, by the way. I've played in this tournament a few times in the past. Best I ever did, I think, was 7 out of 11. All right, we have begun round 4. Let's see what's going on. We've got a FIDE master from America, James G. Who could that be? James G? I don't know who that is. Against Grandmaster Vladimir Fedoseev. And what is this queen doing here on h4? That's what I want to know. How did it get there? Okay. Let's follow this game just for a little bit. Maybe not the whole time, but we'll follow it for a little bit. So let's see here. We've got a pawn structure where white has a bit of extra space. But black's pieces are all developed. Well, not his rooks, but his queen and his minor pieces are all developed. None of them is blocked in. Black is pretty solid. Okay, so the position is probably about equal here. Actually, white could play g3. Then black would probably just trade bishops. I was thinking white could try to get this in, but black could always trade bishops with check, thanks to white's king. So what is black going to play? What is black's plan here? Okay, he's just developing. I guess a better question is, what is white's plan? Okay, looks like James G is trying to trade bishops. Okay, black is avoiding it. White is just developing. Black is going to maybe develop too. Honestly, this game is not super thrilling at the moment. Let's take a look and see if there's any more fireworks going on elsewhere. Oh yeah, this is what we're looking for. White is threatening. Queen takes h7 check, followed by, oh, he's going to do it. This is mate. Queen takes h7, followed by rook h4. Forces mate. Is he going to do it? Am I missing something? He didn't play it. He had force mate. He still has it. He 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 missed queen takes h7. Coach, put me in. I'm like seeing these tactics here. Okay. Big missed opportunity by white, unless I'm totally hallucinating. No, he just missed forced mate. Of course I've missed this. Okay, king can go to g6. Thanks to those of you who in the chat are correcting my tactics here. I'm like getting too excited looking for forced mates. All right, so what's the damage here? So now white is going to be down a pawn, still with a good position though. Rook takes a7. White's got the two bishops. This knight is looking weird. Pawn is weak on b6. Ah, okay, black got to trade off one of the bishops. This is still hanging. Oh no, maybe it's not because of... Oh, okay, and then this is hanging too. Okay, guys, I was totally wrong about that sacrifice. And so now white is just suffering here. Yeah, white is just in big trouble here. All right, so this game is not super interesting anymore. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, this is the game we're already looking at. Okay, who else do we have? Grandmaster Chess Fat Bear of China. Not sure who that is. Playing white against Grandmaster Andrei Esipenko. Playing black. And okay, this game is like not super exciting. It looks sort of unclear. Black's got the two bishops. I'm gonna like point that out every time I see it, guys. Black's got the two bishops. I guess I would take black here slightly, but white is probably still fine. Oh, I see. Chess Fat Bear is Grandmaster Zhao Jun, I think several time member of the Chinese national team. So a strong Chinese player. Okay. Who else is playing right now? We've got Grandmaster Vugar Rasulov of Azerbaijan playing white against Grandmaster Jose Martinez Alcantara of living in the US, I think playing for Webster University. And what's the damage here? So black is up a pawn for the moment. But it's a doubled pawn. So not clear whether he'll be able to make use of it. And white has bypassed it with b4. So I think if takes, he hasn't even taken. Okay, he's keeping his bishop active here. So white can pick up the pawn back. He hasn't done that though. He's played knight c3. Ooh, we've got a subtle threat. Ah, okay, so now black is keeping everything together. Oh yeah, it kind of looks like black is consolidating here with his extra pawn. This doesn't look super great. Okay, he's traded his bishop for the knight. This extra pawn is still alive. This isn't looking great for white. I am liking black here. Ooh, look at those connected passers. Okay, the knight had to retreat. Now this is a protected passer. Rook maybe will come over here. Oh, the king is coming in. Ooh, strong play by Grandmaster Martinez Alcantara. I think that he has won Title Tuesday before, at least once, maybe multiple times. Okay, so white is still thrashing about here. Actually, material's equal again. So what do we got going on? Black is trying to win this pawn, but this guy is a runaway. Now this guy's hanging. Yeah, now it's looking good for black again. These pawns have been alive the whole time, still looking evil. There we go. Oh no, now this is hanging. Oh, he couldn't take that because of rook d3. Oh, okay, now he's going to have to do it. Oh, and then he has king e3. But then bishop d3? Oof, saving. Saving the extra piece. Okay, this is winning for black. The bishop will just protect this, and then the pawn falls, and then black just wins. Game over. All right. Let's see who else is still playing. Grandmaster. Oh, this game is over. It's a draw. Oh, there's only one game left here in round 4. And what's going on here? Oh, okay, it's just a draw. Just a draw. Uh-oh, these guys are going to be trying to flag each other. Oh, no, they're not. Okay. All right, so we finished up round 4 here in chess.com titled Tuesday Evening Edition. And let's see how many 4s we have. We've got Mr. Tatalia, who I still don't know who that is. Maybe somebody can tell me from the chat. Hungarian Grandmaster. We've got Grandmaster Martinez Alcantara of Peru. Another player, Bilodeau. Not sure who that is. Gregory Oparin, another player who I think is playing for a U.S. university. Okay, looks like we're going to have our first 6-minute break here. I think we have another break later, maybe after round 8. But yeah, we're about to have a break here, guys. So thanks for following here. I'm National Master Alex King, hallucinating forced mates involving queen sacrifices for you here in real time. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, and we are back with chess.com's coverage of the Titled Tuesday event. This is an 11 round blitz tournament with a time control of 3+1, and we have started round 5. So let's take a look here at this top game between Grandmaster Alexei Sarna and young German Grandmaster Vincent Kaymer. And let's see what's going on here. This is some sort of Queen's Gambit declined. So a solid, attempting to play solidly as black here. But white is already unbalancing things a little bit. We'll see how that plays out. All right. Let's see what other games we've got going on here. Here we've got Grandmaster Brandon Jacobson playing white against Grandmaster Martinez Alcantara playing black. I've known Brandon since he was a kid in New York. Back when I lived in New York, I used to play Blitz and Bullet with Brandon at the Marshall Chess Club. And now he's a grandmaster, and I'm still just a schlep. So that's what happens when you hang out with kids. Bad for your self-esteem. So let's see. In this game, it looks like black already has a bit of a better position. Brandon's bishop doesn't look so great here, looking into his own pawn. But still all to fight for. Let's see what else is going on here. We've got another game going on here. Grandmaster Grigory Oparin playing white against another Grandmaster, Mr. Tatalia. Somebody told me in the chat who Mr. Tatalia is, but I forgot, so you'll have to tell me again. This looks like maybe a Benko or something, or a Blumenfeld Gambit or something. I'm not sure what opening this was, but this is just looking overwhelmingly good for black. Black is up a pawn. F2 is hanging. White's bishop is like out of play here on A7. Okay, so Mr. Tatalia is Adam Kozak, Hungarian Grandmaster. Thanks, Twitch chat. Spot checkers. Appreciate you, as always. Let's keep going. Sorry to those of you who want me to stay on one game. There's just so much good stuff to look at, so I can't help jumping around a little bit. Or a lot. Okay, so let's see here what's going on. This is a game between Grandmaster Bilodeau, I don't know who that is, versus this player, Chess Fat Bear, that's Grandmaster Zhao Jun of China, a player for the Chinese national team, maybe a former player for the Chinese national team. So black's got isolated pawn, which is not great, but it does give black a bit of extra space compared to white's, and his knight will at some point jump into d4, probably. It's not so easy for white to attack this pawn, so white might just liquidate it at some point with f4. Probably about equal still. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Okay, we've got Grandmaster, I'm not sure who this is, from Spain, J. Cibara, against Grandmaster Dmitry M. Draken, one of the top seeds in this tournament, sporting a whopping 3,000 plus rating on chess.com Blitz. And what is going on here? Again, Andraken's king is in the center of the board somehow, like in the first game we looked at. And what is going on in this position here? We've got white is up a piece, right? White is up a piece. But this is now hanging. Oof, look at that. Okay, so, oh, look at that tactic. Wow. Okay, queen sacrificed by black because rook h2 followed by mate was threatened. But now white has taken this knight, and is he just going to get mated now? Is queen a7 coming? No. What is coming up here? Do we just have check and then check? This other rook coming down looks like, and then the queen is coming in for a check, maybe? Yeah, queen c7 check looks good. Or the other rook, and then here? How is black winning this? Queen c7? He must be playing this, right? Is he just going for a draw? Hmm. Ah, queen c6. Ooh. f3 is hanging. And ooh, okay, everything is falling apart here for white. This looks like curtains. He's got to play rook f2, but then rook h2. He's got to give up his queen. Then this is hanging, and then this is hanging. Then a bunch of other stuff is hanging. Okay, so white is actually only down 1 point of material here, but he's got these two connected passed pawns. Black does, and yeah, they're just rolling down the board. White's king is very weak. Tough for white to activate his own position without like hanging a piece because of the pesky queen. Oh yeah, black just has forced mate now. Okay. Wow. Nice attacking sacrificial win by Andrakin. Um, let's see how our old friend Grandmaster Danil Dubov is doing, playing white here against another Grandmaster from Serbia. Okay, so Dubov is up a pawn, rook and 2 against rook and 1. I love these rook end games. They're like near and dear to my heart. Um, let's see here. Okay, we have some viewers in the Twitch chat who are telling me not to roast myself as much. I'll think about it, guys. Thank you for the support. Um, it is just my way of doing things. Shout out again to the Memphis Chess Club. I am National Master Alex King, and I live here in Memphis, Tennessee. If you're ever here in Memphis, come check us out. Um, all right, let's see. I'm always feeling good here about this rook and 2. Oh yeah, see, all Dubov has to do is just like sack his rook for this pawn whenever it queens, and then he's just going to push his own pawns and win. Yeah, this is game over. White is just winning here. Nice technique by Grandmaster Dubov. Um, all right, let's see here. What else is going on? We've got a few games left here in round 5. We also had some people request that I turn on the evaluation bar as we watch these games. I will do that as soon as I figure out how to reformat my screen grab. It might not be until the next break, which is going to be after round 8. Or maybe I can try to do it right now. Okay, so we have a second until round 6 starts. And again, you're watching chess.com titled Tuesday. And I am National Master Alex King. And I'm going to try to turn on the evaluation bar here for you guys so that you can see what Mr. Stockfish thinks. Okay, I did it. Wow, I did it. Um, okay, so now you should be able to see um, the evaluation bar. And are there games still going on? Oh, maybe there is still one game going on. Oh, there is. Oh no, this game is already over. Oh, it was a draw. That's a shame. I love rook and bishop against rook. I love all these grindy end games, like end games that are drawn, but you somehow win them anyway. Love that stuff. Let's glance at the standings here, shall we? So, um, we just finished round 5. Oh, round 6 just started, but let's just see. We've got 3 players with 5 out of 5. Grandmaster Adam Kozak of Hungary, this Grandmaster A. Bilodeau from the world. I'm not sure. Somebody can tell me who that is, maybe. And then Grandmaster Alexei Sarna of Russia, but fake repping Serbia for today. and maybe for the foreseeable future. Okay, let's check out. This is round 6. Um, Somebody just pointed out that Fabi has 3 out of 5. Woof, he's like having a rough titled Tuesday this evening, sports fans. So look for him to be rage binging on Bullet later this evening after the tournament concludes. That's certainly how I do it. Okay, so this um, Bilodeau playing white against Grandmaster Alexei Sarna. And let's see what's going on. Computer already really likes black. Why is that? I think it's because these pawns are sort of weak. Oh yeah, well, okay, he can defend that one for now, um but still, it's like weak, it's a liability. This is maybe a liability. White doesn't have any like real threats. Black's position is very solid. Yeah, we're looking for black to like really grind some more positional gains from this position. Already a bad position right out of the opening for white. Suffering. Oh, okay. Thanks, Twitch friends, chat friends. We've got Bilodeau is Grandmaster Kirill Alexeyenko, also of Russia, um, a participant in the last candidates tournament, I believe. Am I right about that? I think so. So a strong Russian grandmaster, Alexeyenko, and then this is Alexei Sarna playing black in this game. Again, the position looks better for black, although I don't know. I felt like black was going to get more out of the position than he actually has. Now it looks like white is actually okay. He's got like some ideas for counterplay. His pawns look like they're actually like making sense of each other now, which they weren't before. Um, and and yeah, like now it looks like anybody's game. So this is a game between 2 of the 3 leaders with 5 out of 5. And let's see, the other leader, who was the other leader? The other leader, Mr. Tatalia, looks like he lost his game already. So he only has 5 out of 6, as you can see here on the standing. So let's look at some of the other top games that are currently going on. This is a game, again, between Grandmaster Jose Martinez Alcantara of Peru playing white against Grandmaster Castor. What is this? What country is this? Chile. Okay, I don't know who Castor is. Maybe somebody can tell me. Um, but this is another one of these positions where like White's pawn structure looks maybe a little bit worse, but he's got some attacking chances over here. Um, so it's kind of unclear. If the queens were traded, probably Black's position would increase in strength because White would no longer have as many like attacking chances, and the weakness of these pawns could become more of an issue later in the game. Okay, so Castor, as my Twitch crew is informing me, is Grandmaster um, Rodrigo Vasquez of Chile. I think I've heard of that player. I think maybe I've played him actually. Um, okay, so a lot of crazy stuff is going on here. Now, like White's attack has crashed through. Black has not like taken advantage of any of these like subtle pawn structure issues, and now he's just in trouble. So White has sacked the exchange. He's already gotten some pawns for it, right? What's the count here? Okay, he's only got 1 pawn for it, but he could take another one here in a second whenever he wants. And when his knight comes into the game, that could be evil as well. I guess if he takes this, then this is hanging. So maybe it's not totally clear yet. Computer certainly loves white though. So what is it seeing that I'm not, besides everything? Apparently a wrong move by white. That was the move I was just looking at. It just shows you how well I play compared to Stockfish. Somebody in the chat said that there's a new Stockfish that came out. Is that true? Is it just a new version of Stockfish 14, or is it like actually like Stockfish 15? That would be pretty exciting. I'd have to go out and buy that from Walmart. Just kidding, they don't sell Stockfish at Walmart. You just download it from the website. Um, Stockfish 15 is real, they are saying. Wow, I can't wait to get that later tonight. Stockfish 15. Um, I love Stockfish. I hang out and chat with it every day on my computer, and we are chatting with it right now. That's what this evaluation bar is over here, telling us what it thinks the evaluation of the position is here. It's hovering around -1, -0.5, which means that it thinks black has a better position, but not necessarily like overwhelmingly winning. Which makes sense because the material count is that white has a knight and a pawn for black's extra rook. So yeah, it's not clear. Numerically, that would be 1 extra point of material for black. Oh, things have changed. Now Stockfish really likes black again. Okay, so who knows? This is kind of a slugfest. Um, so we'll see what's going on in some other games. Okay, moving on. We were going to look at Grandmaster Jababa, but he finished his game. Let's take a look at Caruana. Oh, no, his game is done as well. Oh, some of these games haven't updated yet. Okay, here's a game that is indeed still going on. Grandmaster Last Gladiator, not sure who this is, playing white against Grandmaster Andrei Esipenko of Russia. And what's going on here? Black is threatening mate. Okay, white's defended against it. Now he can play Rook G1 to defend. Oh, look at that tactic, Bishop G4. And then, and white's resigned. Very nice tactic by Grandmaster Esipenko. No way to take the bishop, and otherwise no way to stop D1 queen. White loses his rook in either case. Although, I feel like white maybe should have tried to play on a little bit, because the bishop is the wrong color for the queening square of the rook pawn. Probably losing, but I wouldn't have resigned here as white. Okay, anyway, what else is going on? We've still got this game. Oh, this game is over. Black won on time. Okay. And what else is going on? Oh, this is checkmate. Okay, what are the games that are still going on? Okay, here we go. We've got Grandmaster Sanan Sugirov playing black here against International Master from Poland. And okay, he's just won a piece. We're coming to the end here of round 6 out of 11 here on Title Tuesday. And let's see, there's a few games still going on. Oh, okay, here we go. Rook and 2 versus Rook and 1. National Master Hidden Dragon, not sure who this is. Might be anonymous. Playing white against Grandmaster Dmitry Kolars, I think this is who this is, of Germany. I've had this exact endgame before. It is a draw, but if white's not careful, yeah, I don't think he should have let his king get trapped. Get cut off like this. It might still be a draw, though. Even if black wins this pawn, then there are still positions with rook and 2 pawns if the pawns are a rook pawn and a bishop pawn against rook. Yeah, so here we are. I think this is still a draw, but it's very marginal, and you see the evaluation bar is like swinging wildly. Meaning, well, first of all, Stockfish doesn't always understand these positions immediately. Sometimes it can say that a move is a mistake, but it doesn't actually change the objective evaluation. Okay, but yeah, it looks like white actually has a solid setup here. Black's king can't do anything without hanging this pawn. And so he can only do stuff with his rook, but then his rook also has to cover this. So yeah, it doesn't look like black has a way to make progress here. Maybe I'm trying to think about what he could do to try to make progress. Oh, it's already been a repetition. Wow, nice defense by Hidden Dragon there, playing white in that game. And let's see what are the other games that are still going on. Oh, have we started round 7? Oh, we're about to start round 7. Okay, so what are the standings here? We've got Grandmaster Alexei Sarana. That's Misha Nick on chess.com. He's the only 6 out of 6. And we've got 4 players with 5.5 out of 6, including his opponent in this game, Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin, also of Russia. But we do have an American FM named 1800 Strength. Maybe somebody can check on him and reveal his identity if it is listed on his profile. And we've also got Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov of Russia, and Grandmaster Vasquez, Rodrigo Vasquez of Chile. Those are the players with 5.5 out of 6. So those are the 4 chasers of Grandmaster Alexei Sarna, the only perfect score with 6 out of 6, playing white in this game against Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin. We've got a very unbalanced position here, where black has this like super majority of pawns on the queen side, uh, competing with white's regular majority of pawns here in the center. So black is up a pawn, at least for the moment. So white has sacrificed a pawn, but white has better development. He's castled and black is not. His central majority is like mobile. Black's queen is a little bit weirdly placed. His bishop could even become weirdly placed. His extra pawn is itself maybe somewhat fragile. So actually, I think probably white's position is better here, all told, despite the fact that he is down a pawn. Okay, so 1800 strength is FIDE master Dache Lin, American FIDE master. I think a young player. I don't know Dache, but I've heard his name before. Okay, so we're definitely going to be following this top game here for a while, if not all the way to the end, between Grandmaster Alexei Sarna, the leader of this tournament with 6 out of 6, and Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin, a higher rated, slightly higher rated player in Chess.com Blitz. Okay, so black has played bishop c5. A lot of times you don't want to trade off pieces when you're down in development, because now it's like 2 against 3, which is maybe harder to deal with than uh, than 3 against 4. Okay, so Sarana has sacrificed a second pawn to hop in with his knight to the tender d6 square. And then maybe b5 will be hanging, and there'll be a lot of stuff that could be hanging here. I feel like he has to put, where is he going to put his queen even? He's got to put his queen somewhere like maybe here. And then after there, right, he has put it there. And then the king comes up, defending this, and the rook is defending the c8 bishop. But like now his king is on e7, and what's going on right now? This is threatened. If black plays this, then I don't know. Oh, then we can take it and play knight f4. Okay, so black is just giving this up. Oh, he's planning, I guess, to respond to this with, he can't play this, right? Because of this. There's a lot of stuff hanging here. Complicated position. Sarna is playing very enterprisingly and boldly, considering that he's the leader of the tournament. Some wimpy players might try to sit on their lead and play conservatively, and conserve their lead in the standings, but Sarna is like going all in when he doesn't have to. So that's admirable, in my opinion, that he's really going for it here. Giving his opponent winning chances, but he's also trying to maximize his own winning chances. All right, so let's see. Okay, he has taken. Oh, another thing he could do here is he could just play knight f4, threatening knight. He has played knight f4. Okay, so he is now threatening knight d5, which would be a royal fork on his and her majesty. That would be catastrophic for black. I think black can just stop that with bishop e6. So why has he not played bishop e6 more quickly? Perhaps still knight d5 would be an issue. Maybe still knight d5 would be an issue. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what else black is going to do here, because knight d5 is otherwise going to be seemingly devastating for black's position. So I don't even know. I'm honestly not sure what other candidate moves he would be considering here. Overall, Sarana's bold play as white here really does seem to have paid off. He's got a very, this is the move he was thinking about. So he's moved his queen to a square where it's safe. He's allowing knight d5, but now e5 is hanging. White has traded queens. He can win the, he's picked up a piece on c8. That could be just GG for Grandmaster Andreikin. I don't know what he's going to do to come back from this. Very impressive play by Sarana. And okay, he is playing on. So white's now got an extra knight for only one extra pawn for black. So this is definitely winning for white. I guess Andraken is hoping that white's knights are sort of tangled up here, but that should not be enough, right? And now, okay, so now b5. If white has time, he can just win b5, but does he have time? He's got to move his rook. I guess if he moves his rook up, then what, b4? Oh, he hasn't even bothered. Oh, I see. So c8 is hanging, so white can't take this yet. And then meanwhile, what is black going to try to play this, or what is he going to do? Yeah, the computer agrees with me that this is just hopeless for black. Um, okay, so b4. Now the rook is safe there. He's going to try some sort of weird perpetual attack on the rook, I guess. The rook can always hide here or here. Okay, he hasn't done that. Okay, so white still can't take this because this is hanging. So white will have to like try to untangle by playing like knight e7, then threatening knight takes c4. He's actually also maybe, oh, okay, and then meanwhile another pawn falls off. Okay, Andraken is kind of coming back a bit in the game here. He's now got two pawns for white's extra knight. Ooh, but we've got something hanging here on f7. Okay, so he's got to prevent that. Of course, white can't play g3 because of knight h3. Okay, he's blundered the exchange, and now material is actually favoring black. Wow, what an incredible turnaround for Grandmaster Alexei Sarana, who is now looks like incredible. Incredible. He's going to have to give up. Wow, what is going on here? He's going to have to give up some material. Oh, that's curtains. What a heartbreak for Grandmaster Sarna, who's now losing. And Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin has won as black. What an exciting game. Wow, that was incredible. So that means that Andrakin is now tied for first place um, with 6.5 out of 7 with Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov. And let's look at some of the games that are still going on. We've got Grandmaster Naroditsky, Daniel Naroditsky playing black, just holding on, down a pawn against Grandmaster MSB. I don't know who that is, a German Grandmaster. Um, let's see. This should be a pretty simple draw, I think, for Naroditsky, um, but white can also play on forever. Oh, okay, he's just got he's forcing a drawn king and pawn ending here. Okay, so now this is just a trivial draw. Solid defense by Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky. I'm not sure if I've ever played Daniel. Maybe I have. Maybe like in Bullet a while ago. Okay, let's see what other games we've got going on. Let's take a look at, oh, Caruana has drawn again. What is Caruana's score in the tournament? I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat can tell me maybe. Um, who else is still playing? Oh, we've only got one game still going on here in round 7, and it is Martinez Alcantara, who has lost to Grandmaster Fanderin. I don't know who that is. Okay, so it looks like round 7 has concluded, and the standings have now, we've got Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin tied for first with Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov, both of Russia, although we are not seeing any Russian flags in this tournament. Let's see. The other chasers behind them, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7 chasers. Grandmaster Kirill Alexienko, Grandmaster Daniel Dubov, both of those players are also Russian. A Grandmaster from, what is this, Hungary? And then Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, who, after losing his first round game, oh no, not his first round game, his third round game, is back in it. Sarana, who just lost, and then a couple other players also chasing with 6. So it's still a tight field here near the top. We are now in round 8 of 11. And after this round 8, oh, okay, MSB is Matthias Bluebaum, who just won, he just won some tournament. I forget what it was. Bluebaum just won, was it like the European Rapid Championship or something? Or just the European Championship? I forget what it was. He had a good He had a good tournament. Okay, so the game that we are looking at right now is between Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin playing white, who just had a stunning comeback win against the leader Grandmaster Alexei Sarina in the previous round. And the player playing black is the player who is tied for first place with him, Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov, also of Russia, both players on 6.5 out of 7. And we've got another very unbalanced position. Andrakin has played this nouveau aggressive lunge, g4, g5. We see a lot of that in modern chess these days, even in front of your castled king. Don't try this at home, folks. Leave it to the elite grandmasters. Thank you, Twitch chat helpers. Bluebaum did win the European Individual Championship. Okay, so Dobrov has responded to Andrakin's aggression. He's responded to g5 with h5, trying to keep the king side closed. And yeah, what is going on here? Is it that Andrakin has overextended, or is it that, or could it be that he's actually got some attacking chances here? We're not sure what's going on yet. By the way, white is up a pawn, but yeah, it's just hanging at any moment. Black has indeed recaptured it. Okay, so yeah, we've got someone in the Twitch chat saying that they tried this over the board and they got destroyed. Yeah, that happens to me too. But somehow Andrakin can get away with it, and he does. Although it remains to be seen whether he will in fact get away with it in this game. That will depend on the result. Is he going to do something crazy, re-raising with knight f6 check or something like that? Oh, it is black's move. Okay, so black, let's see. Okay, black has just played queen d8. I assume he wants to play rook c8. A reminder that black is not fully developed. He does not have his rooks out yet. He doesn't really have his queen out either. Okay, so Andrakin is still maybe trying to push here, although the computer prefers black. So we'll see what happens in this game. Let's take a quick peek at some of the other games, though. We've got two of the chasers facing each other, Grandmaster Kirill Alexeyenko and Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. And Grandmaster Nakamura lost in round 3, but that was his only game that he lost. He's back up to 6 out of 7. Bilodeau just, that is, Alexeyenko just beat someone, I forget who. But okay, what's going on in this position? This looks like it came out of a, what did it come out of? Maybe a some sort of Spanish. Let's see here. Was I right about the Spanish? Yes, this is from anti-Berlin. I play the Berlin as black, so I have these type of positions a lot. Although often it is white who tries to attack on the king side here. Whereas here we've got black demonstrating some typical Nakamura aggression with these g5 and h5 moves. Oh, okay. Shout out to Stephen Taylor in the chat. What's up, Stephen? Shout out to all the viewers in the Twitch channel, the viewers on YouTube, and the other ways that you can watch my commentary. I am National Master Alex King. I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and this is actually my first time as a solo event host and commentator for chess.com. So thanks to everybody who's helping me out, identifying players in the chat, and bearing with me as I miscalculate queen sacrifices and adjust my screen grab windows and other fun noob stuff like that. Okay, so Hikaru looks like he's landed some sort of kingside play over here. He's got this semi-wedge pawn going on. And white has also got his own wedge pawn. So who knows what's going on here? Who knows what's going on here? I really have no idea. Also, what is this rook doing here? Looks like it won't be there for long. White is trying to trade it off. Okay, let's keep taking a peek here. All right, what else do we have? We've got two other chasers. Grandmaster Sigurov playing white against Grandmaster Sarna, who just lost and looks like he's a bit tilted. He is now down a piece, right? White has an extra bishop for nothing. And it's just over. Sarna's just like sitting there, hating himself, wondering what he did to deserve this tilt. Okay, so he has lost. So Sarna is now out of he's really out of contention. Unfortunately for him, he was having a great tournament, but all it takes is a couple bad games to knock you off the cliff. Let's check out, um, some of the other chasers here. These players, oh no, only Black is a chaser with 6 out of 7. Um, Naroditsky, I think, does not have 6. Maybe he has 5.5. We have a Twitch chat question for me about the Memphis Grizzlies NBA team. Unfortunately, I don't follow any sports except for chess, so sorry to disappoint you. Okay, Naroditsky is winning this game anyway, so this player, I don't know who this is. Maybe someone can tell me. Playing black, he's lost. That's not Kamsky, is it? Oh, maybe that is Kamsky. Okay, so if that is Kamsky, or even if it's not, he is now also knocked out. Yes, it's Kamsky. Okay, so he's knocked out by Naroditsky. So that means there's fewer chasers now. Let's see who else is still playing. Okay, here we've got the USA's very own Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, again with a bad position, defending down a pawn for nothing in an endgame with no winning chances against Grandmaster Vasquez Schroeder, who is not a chaser, I don't think. Oh no, maybe he is. Does he have 6 out of 7? What's going on here? No, only 5.5 out of 7. Okay. So White playing maybe not for first place, but playing to stay as high up in the standings as he can get. Now, what's going on in this endgame? Is White going to be able to win this pawn? Oh, wow! And White has fumbled around and flagged a position up a pawn for nothing with no losing chances otherwise. Wow, a gift win for Grandmaster Caruana. Let's see who's still playing here in round 8. Oh wow, look at this crazy game. Look at this position. What is going on with these rooks? They can't move. White is down a rook for 2 pawns, and yet Black has no way to win because of White's strong passed pawns here. Wow. Oh, but rook h7. Oh, and he finally does lose. Oh, what a heartbreak. Wow. Okay, that's terrible. He was like fine there, then he lost. Okay, was that the last game, or is there one more game going on here? Oh, thanks for telling me that the scores are next to the handles on the board. Thanks, guys. Okay, we've got another one of our favorite Title Tuesday endgames, King and Rook against King and Rook, to see whether somebody's internet connection drops out. So this is indeed the last game of this round 8. After this game finishes, which could be another 3 or 4 hours, depending on how much these guys want to fool around. After this game is finished, I believe we're going to have our second and final break of the tournament, which will be a 6-minute break, after which we will have rounds 9, 10, and 11 for all the marbles. Okay, so this game is not affecting the leaders of the standings. So let's... Okay, and it has concluded, I believe. Oh, no, they're still playing. Sorry. Didn't want to deprive you guys of whatever the thrilling conclusion of this struggle is. But let's take a look at the leaders now. So we've got 5 players on 7 out of 8. Okay, the game was finally drawn, thank goodness. 5 players on 7 out of 8. This Grandmaster Praman, somebody's going to have to tell me who that is. Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov, and Grandmaster Sanan Sigurov. Okay, so a 5-way tie for first, going into the second break. Actually, yes, going into the second break, I believe. So let's see. Can someone real quick tell me who this player Praman is, please, before we go here? player from Hungary, but not the other Hungarian grandmaster that we looked at before. Benjamin Gladura is this Hungarian grandmaster, another strong European grandmaster who is currently living in the United States and attending university here. All right, it's time for our second break, guys. I'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes for the final 3 rounds. Once again, I'm National Master Alex King, and you're watching the Chess.com coverage of Title Tuesday. So sit tight, grab some more popcorn. I'll see you in a few. right, welcome back to chess.com's live coverage of the Titled Tuesday tournament. I am National Master Alex King. Thanks for tuning in on the Twitch channel or however you are viewing our coverage today. So we have played 8 rounds out of 11, and round 9 is starting right now. So we've got 5 leaders tied for first place with 7 out of 8, including the 2 players playing this game. Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov playing white against Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura playing black. Both players have 7 out of 8, and there are 3 other 7 out of 8s who we'll get to shortly. So let's take a look at what's going on in this game. Dobrov has snatched a pawn on e5, planning to meet knight takes e5 with d4. Hikaru has just ignored it by castling, and Dobrov has retreated his knight. So I assume that Hikaru is going to get the pawn back with moves like rook e8, maybe d5. Even if he doesn't get the pawn back, he's going to have an initiative. So, for example, like a lot of development, attacking chances, stuff like that, to compensate for the pawn that he has given up. So we'll see how that goes. Let's also take a peek at some of the other leaders and their games against each other. So this is 2 of the other players with 7 out of 8. Grandmaster Benjamin Glodora playing white, representing Hungary, but currently living in the US, against Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin of Russia, playing black. We've got some sort of slow Slav position here. Andreikin has snatched a pawn on b2 because white cannot play rook to b1 because of black's bishop hitting b1. So it could be that black has just acquired an extra pawn for nothing here. That's certainly what Andreikin seems to think, since he just whipped that queen takes b2 move out very quickly. All right, so sort of looking good for black already right out of the opening in this important round 9 game. Oh, and he's hung, what, is he hung up a bishop here? Oh, wow. A huge blunder by Glodora, hanging his bishop with that knight f3 move, just undefending his bishop. Andreikin's queen has now snatched not only a pawn, but a free bishop, and is probably going to just run away without incident. Okay, so Glodora has trapped Andreikin's queen here on d2, but he doesn't have a good way to attack it, because if this, then here, and then the queen will escape. Okay, so this should be just totally winning for Andreikin, as long as he doesn't botch anything. So yeah, I guess he can't play queen d3 because of bishop f1. Okay, exciting stuff in this game between 2 of the 5 leaders. We've got one more leader, Sigurov, who is playing white in this game against the USA's own Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky of the USA, playing black. And what do we have going on here? This looks like some sort of a closed Sicilian, maybe, or yeah, it looks like a closed Sicilian. And pawn structure was closed, but now we've at least got an open e-file, so we're not sure. Naroditsky is definitely going to plonk this knight in here on e4, and white will have to trade it off, and then black will bring a pawn in there. So, yeah, it already looks sort of more comfortable for black. This bishop doesn't look great. This one doesn't look great either, but I assume that after here and then takes, he could take with this pawn or with this pawn. Either way, it looks good for black. Naroditsky looking good to potentially knock off one of the leaders, Grandmaster Sigurov, in this game, which would be exciting for the other leaders. Let's go back and see how they're doing. So we've got Grandmasters Dobrov and Nakamura battling it out here. Grandmaster Dobrov still up a piece, up a pawn as white, which he snatched very early on in the game, which one of the Twitch chat viewers described as a delayed Stafford. That's a funny way to think of it. Referencing the Stafford Gambit, one of the many meme openings that that people enjoy these days, although not me. I am not a Stafford Gambiteer. Sorry, guys, to disappoint you. Okay, so Hikaru looking like he's got a big attack here on g2, but just g3 keeps everything under control, and the computer still likes white here with the extra pawn. Black's unopposed light squared bishop providing some compensation, but according to Stockfish, not full compensation. Okay, but after that move, maybe a big swing. A lot of big swings here. Wow, exciting stuff here. Let's keep looking at this game. This is the game between. Well, actually, these two players are not at the top of the very top of the standings due to their tie breaks. So the number next to their score is actually their tie break score. We had some chatters who were uncertain about how the tie breaks work. Basically, the your tie break score is the result of like a mathematical formula that basically measures the strength of your opponents as measured by their result in the tournament. So it's some sort of like sum of your opponent's scores, some SUM of your opponent's scores with like maybe a couple of them taken out. So it could be like the sum of like the middle 9 of your 11 opponents' scores, something like that. That's what the tiebreak is. Whatever the exact formula is, it basically measures how difficult of a field you faced in your tournament. So if you have like two players who have, say, 10 out of 11, but one of them faced opponents whose scores totaled 100 and the other one of them faced opponents whose scores totaled 80, then the player who got the same score but faced opponents who scored higher in the tournament, theoretically faced stronger opponents or at least a more difficult field in the tournament. And so they have a higher tiebreak. That's how it works, basically. Okay. So Hikaru is now down 2 pawns, 2 extra pawns for white. But Hikaru still has his unopposed light squared bishop here, which he's going to try to make use of. He had a battery with it with his queen, but that seems to have been diffused by Grandmaster Dobrov playing white, who now is threatening knight f6. And if Hikaru trades off that strong knight, then he doesn't have his strong light squared bishop. So we'll see if he does it. He has not done it. He's moved king g7, and Dobrov is just looking like he has a winning position here. He's trading rooks, and Hikaru has lost on time. Wow, big win by Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov here, knocking out Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura from the top of the standings. Very important win. Okay, Naroditsky did indeed win, so that means that 2 of the leaders have been knocked off, and we've got the remaining game here between the other 2 leaders, Grandmasters Glodura and Draken. Glodura has managed to get 1 pawn for the piece that he's been down since like right out of the opening. And why is the clock not moving? Am I missing something? Did he resign here? Oh, this game is over. This game is over. Okay, sorry. Andraken just won this game. So this game has finished. As we can see from the standings, Andraken and Dobrov are the only players with 8 out of 9. So that is it. Okay, so we still, I guess, have a couple of games going on. Yes, okay, we've got Grandmaster Fabiana Caruana playing white against Grandmaster Brandon Jacobson. And it's unclear whether white can win this with rook against bishop and a pawn each. So with no pawns on the board, rook against bishop is a draw. Okay, so Jacobson resigned because now there's no defense to this. After takes, white's king will be on a so-called key square, allowing the pawn ending to be winning almost no matter where black's king is. Okay, so Caruana won that game. Let's see what the games are that are still going on. We've got Grandmaster Alexei Sarna coming off of 2 losses in a row. Playing white here. He's got a knight and 2 pawns for black's extra rook. Probably should be a draw. Okay, certainly now that a pair of rooks have been traded off, I think this should be a draw. I don't think white has any real winning chances here. Practically speaking, he might have some tricks, but definitely objectively, this endgame should be a draw. Yeah, white can barely make any progress here. Black's rook has a lot of stuff it can do to harass harass white. Okay, and white's already hung one of his extra pawns. Now it's definitely a draw. Although now it could be black who's torturing white. Yeah, it is going to be black who's torturing white now for another 50 moves. Punishment to Sarana for trying to win that position. Now he's going to have to survive it. This player playing black, Becca from Serbia. I don't know who this is. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me. Again, okay, so black is not even really trying. It's just a draw. Okay, what other games do we still have going on here? Oh, none. Okay, so that's the end of round 9. Once again, now we have 2 leaders. We have Grandmasters Dmitry Andrakin and Vladimir Dobrov with 8 out of 9. We've got 3 chasers, Naroditsky and Caruana. So Caruana is actually having a better comeback than Nakamura is in this tournament, at least as of this past round. So Caruana is actually still in it, despite that that bad first round loss. He could actually still win this tournament. Very surprising. Now I don't know who Fandorin is. Somebody can maybe tell me that in the chat. Okay. All right. Shout out to my friend Coach Tall in the Twitch chat. Good to see you too, my friend. All right. So let's take a look here at this crucial. Oh, the 2 players are not playing. The 2 leaders are not playing each other. Andrakin and Dobrov. Now, why is that? Why are they not playing each other? I guess they've already faced each other. They must have already faced each other. Okay, so I forget what the result was, though. Maybe somebody can tell me. Anyway, okay, so this is Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin playing white against Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky, who just knocked out one of the leaders, I believe. I think he just knocked out Sigurov last round. And we've got I think this is the Petrosian variation of the King's Indian defense. So white has taken the bold step of castling queenside here. Okay, Fandorin is Maxim Chagayev, one of the 3 chasers with 7.5 out of 9. This player, Fandorin, Maxim Chagayev, another player I believe from Russia. Okay, so exciting opening choice here by Andrakin. I mean, and by Naroditsky. Naroditsky played the King's Indian, and Andrakin chose this complicated setup against it, where his king is castled queenside, which gives him attacking chances against black's king, but it also potentially gives black attacking chances against white's king. So it remains to be seen which of those attacking chances manifests itself more tangibly in the game. So we'll see what's going on. Sort of unclear. I sort of prefer white in these positions. I've never been a King's Indian player as black, and I have been a d4 player for a long time. So I always tend to prefer white in these lines, but I've also gotten mated many times by King's Indian players. So it'll be a tough fight. Okay, and then the other leader is playing someone else. So this is Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov playing white again against, he just knocked out Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. Now he's playing the other top American Grandmaster, Fabiano Caruana, who's having a nice comeback. This looks like it was maybe some sort of, was it a Budapest gambit? Oh, no, this was in English. Okay. Okay, so white has the 2 bishops, which, as I promised earlier, I would point out every time I saw it. I love the bishops, and 2 is my favorite number of them. So white has the 2 bishops. Again, I would probably slightly prefer white here because of the bishops, but white's pawn structure is worse. And the computer thought it was okay, although now what's going on? Oh, Caruana has hung a piece. Boom! Pin and win, sports fans. Caruana is losing his knight. He's only going to get 1 pawn for it, if that. Yeah, I think he can get 1 pawn for it by playing like knight f3 check and then trading rooks. But that would be pretty grim, and he would be losing. So I'm sure he's considering just resigning here. I guess he probably would have resigned by now if he were going to resign. So let's see here. Okay, so he hasn't traded rooks. He's going to just win back one of these pawns next and try to hope that White's remaining pawns are too weak and that he could try to win another one and then have two pawns for the bishop. I don't know. It's sort of a long shot, but it's something. He's fighting on. He's got a fight here. We'll see whether Dobrov chokes or whether he converts without issue. I'd love to have this position as White against Caruana. So Caruana, if we ever play, we could repeat this game all the way up to here if you're interested. Okay, what else is going on here? So we've got Dobrov looking good to remain a leader going into the penultimate round, and Draken. Oh wow, it's certainly clear whose attack has crashed through here. Boom! Look at that. Look at all these incredible white pieces. How did his rook get here? Who knows? So this is looking just like winning for white, which means that if Andrakin wins, Naroditsky has offered a draw. Oh, and then he resigned. Okay, game over. Wow. Andrakin has won. Dobrov is looking good to win as well, which means that those players would remain the leaders and actually possibly increase their lead over the field, although we'll have to check out how Fandorin is doing. That's Maxim Chagayev. Let's check out how this player Fandorin is doing. He's playing black in this position against Alexander Bortnik, but Alexander Bortnik has like a crushing position as white here. Black's king is looking pretty weak. Black's pieces are like out of play here, which isn't looking great. And so this could be another leader who gets knocked out. That is Maxim Chagayev playing black here. Could get knocked out of the chaser's spot, meaning that I think that would mean that Andrakin and Dobrov, if they do both win, I mean, that is, if Dobrov wins, they could be a whole point ahead of the field going into the penultimate round, which would almost guarantee that one of them would win first place. Not 100%, though. Okay, so white can just play this check. He hasn't played that check. Okay, he's played this check, which also looks winning. 96. So if takes... Oh, he hasn't taken. Oh, this is hanging. Hello. Thank you. Okay, this is over. Chagayev is just losing. Meaning that, yeah, Fandorin is going to get knocked out of the chaser spot. He probably won't have any remaining chances to catch up to fight for first place. And he's about to flag. Oh, he hasn't flagged yet. Oh, wow, this is... Okay, yeah, this is just hanging. Okay, so he's dead, just like g5 or something here. Okay, knight g5 also wins. Oh, and we've got knight f3 check. Okay, game over. So, that's confirmed what I was saying. So now, yeah, let's go back and see how Dobrov is doing, trying to convert his extra piece against Caruana, former world championship match participant, but currently suffering down a piece for only one pawn against Grandmaster Vladimir Dobrov, having a great tournament here, playing white. Both players have only seconds left. White is indeed winning, though. Just a matter of how and when he converts it. Okay, Caruana now has two pawns for the piece. Could he be coming back? He's certainly harassing Dobrov's king. Oh, and the game is drawn by repetition. Wow. Incredible defense by Caruana from a completely losing position. To draw his game doesn't help himself very much, but it certainly helps Dmitry Andrakin, who is now in clear first in the standings with 9 out of 10. Vladimir Dobrov, I believe, is the only player who's going to be on 8.5 out of 10. They've already played each other, so that means that Dobrov's fate is out of his own hands as far as fighting for first. It's going to depend on how Andrakin does in the final round. Oh, this is the penultimate round. This is round 10 out of 11. Okay, so the final round is coming up here. Grandmaster Dmitry Andrakin looking great to win first place. All right, let's look at these remaining couple games. So we've got Grandmaster Daniel Dubov trying to win a completely. Actually, it might be Black who's trying to win this. Black is actually numerically ahead in material with Rook, Bishop, and 2 pawns for the Queen. But okay, I think White just has an immediate perpetual. Oh, Dubov is avoiding the perpetual. Maybe he is trying to win. I don't know how he could possibly win this, but he's going to try. He is going to try. I'm trying to picture some way for Black to like walk into a checkmate here. I don't even see how Black could fall into a checkmate here. So I think this game is just going to end in a draw. Yeah, but Black actually has winning chances now. Oh yeah, now Black is looking good. Yeah, he's going to hide his king. Wow. So not smart of Grandmaster Dubov to spurn the repetition earlier. Because now I think he's going to lose to FIDE Master Khazar Babazada of Azerbaijan. Yeah, this looks like curtains. Oof. And then Rook F1 and then G2. Right? He hasn't played that. Oh, and now he's allowed some. Oh, look at that! If takes, it's stalemate. So White does have a perpetual. Incredible. And now Black's gonna try to wriggle out here. Oh, and we've got another desperado queen situation here. Very resourceful defense by Dubov, forcing a perpetual due to the combination of stalemate. Wow. I think earlier Black did, before that whole thing started, I think Black had, what was it, in this position? Yeah, I think he just had Rook F1, check, and then G2, just winning the queen. Put me in, coach. Remember the last time I said that I was like totally wrong? I was like blundering my queen or something. I think I'm right this time. All right, so that game is done. Okay, and the 11th and final round has started. So we've got Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin of Russia in clear first with 9 out of 10. The favorite to win first place, but he's got to make it past our Titled Tuesday favorite, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, with his incredible 3,200 plus splits rating. Hikaru playing Black, but that doesn't mean anything to Hikaru. He plays to win every time with both colors. Well, maybe not every time, but at least in Blitz every time with both colors. The final boss. Somebody in the Twitch chat described Hikaru as the final boss of this tournament. That's exactly what he is. I'm sure he wishes that he were not the final boss, but that he were, in fact, the protagonist. But yeah, unfortunately, Hikaru has only 8 out of 10. So the best he can do is win this game and tie for first. And that would depend on Dobrov not winning. Because Dobrov could still leapfrog Andreikin if Hikaru beats Andreikin in this game. Hikaru, of course, really going for it already with this like pawn storm going on here. Now, it looks like he's winning a piece already. This is incredible. Okay, and Andreikin is indeed sacking a piece. Wow. So after takes, the knight is coming in here. This could have backfired or the knight could also come in here. This could be backfiring for Hikaru. Hikaru's aggressive play here in the final round could have given Andreikin the title here. Actually, the computer is only giving +1 for White, which means that it's not completely clear. Hikaru has certainly come back from much worse than -1 in the past. All right, wow, this is. I think we should just stay on this game because since this is the final money round and this is the money game. Again, for those of you who missed my earlier review of this, we've got the prizes look like this: first place $1,000, second place $750, and some other prizes as well, including top woman player, top streamer. So that's what we're fighting for here in Title Tuesday, and it is looking good for Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin playing White here. He just sacked a piece for 2 pawns. His knight is about to rage into Hikaru's position. Hikaru tanking on the clock, trying to figure out how he's going to get himself out of this. Okay, we've got a fork. Look at this play by Hikaru, sacking his queen, getting 2 pieces. So, oh, he's going to have 3 pieces because white already sacked a piece. So after like queen c3, king f7, here, I guess this is Hikaru's idea. He's going to have like 3 pieces for Andraken's queen, but Andraken is also going to have 2 extra pawns, at least, maybe more. He's got 3 extra pawns. So we're looking at queen and 3 pawns against Hikaru's 2 bishops and a knight. Oh, that's queen and 4 pawns. I feel like an auctioneer here. Can I get 5 pawns? Okay, so very materially unbalanced situation. White is way ahead in material, but the computer is only giving +2 for white, which is surprising. It's surprising given that white is ahead 4 points numerically, right? Queen and 4 pawns is 13 against 2 bishops and a knight, which is 9. So white ahead 4 points numerically, but according to the computer, not even up +2 in the overall evaluation. So there's some compensating factors here. White is behind in development. Easy to be behind in development when black has 3 pieces and you only have a queen. And white's king is also unsafe. Black's king might be unsafe as well, but Hikaru is certainly looking to to storm the barn here with all of his pieces. So Hikaru with only 1 pawn left, but lots of pieces to throw onto the furnace here. So who knows what's going on? This is a totally wild game. What a great final round game here. Okay, Hikaru now looking to set up some sort of slow motion sucker punch involving a back rank mate with doubled rooks, or possibly bishop d5 followed by rook g2. A whole lot of attacking possibilities for Hikaru. Meanwhile, the only thing Andraken has going for him is his material advantage, his queen. Possibly some chances against black's king, but and look at that evaluation creeping back down to less than +1 for white, despite white's 4-point material advantage. So Nakamura having done a fantastic job of complicating the position from a very dubious opening. So what is going on here? Will Andraken be able to consolidate? Will he, for example, be able to cause a diversion by pushing his one of his past pawns, one of his many extra pawns, or perhaps by activating his rooks as he's trying to do? Or will something else happen? Okay, let's see. Okay, so Hikaru now threatening bishop d5 maybe, which would hit this. Although with his rook not here, and his rook previously was here where it was attacking this. Now it's not anymore. Okay, so Andraken is sort of causing a diversion here. So what's going on? Now maybe white is winning? Okay, Hikaru's got everything covered. Oh, does he have this, though? I guess. Oh. Oof. Can't take because of rook g2, followed by some sort of windmill. Wow. Look at this incredible position. Okay, so just takes, right? Oh, that would be a trap. Rook d1 with a back rank mate. He can't do that. This is incredible. Okay. And now it's back to being unclear. Wow. Okay, and now Andraken with only 3 extra pawns and a queen for black's 3 extra pieces. And okay, he's using his pawns though. And now does he want to take this? Uh-oh, what's going on here? And now rook f5. Oh, wow. Trying to trade rooks. Bishop d6. Oh, and then takes. Oh, he didn't do it. Okay, so Hikaru now has a rook, bishop, and knight. Oh, and he won on time. Incredible. Incredible play by Nakamura. Coming back to knock out the leader. And so now Andraken has only 9 out of 11. He is not going to win clear first. Hikaru caught up with him. Wow, incredible comeback from Hikaru. Although Andraken still has a much better tiebreak. Look at Andraken's tiebreak. He's been like on one of the top boards for almost the entire tournament, whereas Hikaru, with his early losses, hurt his tiebreak a lot. And we've got Andrei Esipenko also with 9 out of 11. Now, Dobrov could still leapfrog all of these guys with a win. We got to check out Dobrov's game. Okay, but his game is just a dead draw. Queen and 2 against queen and 2. He's going to try to grind out some sort of magic here, but objectively he has nothing. Objectively, this is just a draw. Okay, but a draw is still okay for Dobrov because it will bring him to that big tie with well, not that big. It'll make it a 4-way tie, I think. Although it could become more than that because there's some other chasers who could catch up with them. We'll take a look at those in a second. First, let's see how this Dobrov game finishes up. Yeah, I totally agree with all you guys in the Twitch chat. Very exciting game. Okay, so this game is over. It is a draw. And so let's see, how are the tie breaks looking? Oh, Tatalia and Caruana are still playing, and if one of these guys wins, they will also join the leaders. Incredible that Caruana could still tie for first. Oh, was he up a rook? Wow, I don't even understand what just happened. Okay, so um, Caruana could still tie for first. Incredible. What is going on here? Okay, so he's going to take this, he's going to take this, he's going to try to queen his pawn, black's got to pass pawn. We still could have a decisive result either way here. Wow, if Caruana and Nakamura both still tie for first in this tournament after having lost early in the tournament, that'd be very impressive. Not sure if that's happened before. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, I think Caruana's just winning here. Pawn is too strong. He's just going to walk his rook around. Okay, he has walked his rook around, and now it's over. Black loses, and the tournament is over. Wow. Okay, so these final standings here, we've got Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin did win on tie breaks. So let's say we had a 5-way tie for first. Andreikin, Dobrov, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, Grandmaster Andrei Esipenko, and Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, all tied for first with 9 out of 11. Andreikin had the clearly best tie breaks. So that means he faced the opponents who did the best in the tournament overall by a long shot, right? Best tie breaks. Oh, actually, these are the tie breaks before this round. It's looking here that his tie breaks are different now, that his tie breaks were only the best by a smaller margin. Still, a deserved victory by Grandmaster Dmitry Andreikin, but very impressive for Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, too, coming back from a tough third round loss and just an incredible game in the final round. Hikaru beating Andreikin to almost catch up with him. Super exciting stuff here, guys. Once again, you have been watching the chess.com live coverage of Title Tuesday, which has just concluded, 11-round Blitz tournament. And we'll take one more quick look at the prizes, what everybody has won here. So $1,000 for first place. And I'm not sure who the top woman and top streamer prizes will go to, but those are what you've been watching these players fight it out for. Great stuff, guys. And again, I'm National Master Alex King. If you want to follow me on chess.com, my handle is just Alexander King. I don't have my own Twitch channel or anything for you guys to follow yet. Again, this is my first time as a solo host commentator here for chess.com. I hope to do more in the future, though. And I'll certainly keep you guys posted if I have my own Twitch channel for you guys to follow one day. So thanks again. Shout out once more to the Memphis Chess Club here where I live in Memphis, Tennessee. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening and take care.